Shakti of Paramashiva is also called a lotus. The base of the Paramashiva Linga is a lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered a lotus, the one who is about to bloom. So you can offer the gold lotus in any of three different sizes as you wish to offer, and be blessed to have the state, space, powers, and being of Devi Parashakti in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situations in life. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Metti, the gold totem, and to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. And this verse from Saundarya Lahari describes the beauty of Devi Parashakti's sacred lotus feet. It says, Nakadiditi Sanchanna Namajjanatamo Guna Padadvaya Prabhajala Parakrita Saroruha. The translation of this verse, it says, You whose brightness from the toenails destroy the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet, you whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower too. You can make this offering of the Swarna Metti, the gold totem, to Devi Parashakti to adorn her sacred lotus feet and be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of life. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Mantika, the gold hairline jewelry. And Devi is described as Sudha Sharabhi Varshini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara Chakra, that is she who gives the very present experience of the ultimate. And the Swati represents the nectar overflowing from the Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully opened with the sacred sentiment of gratitude. So you can make this offering of the Swarna Mantika, the gold hairline jewelry, to Devi Parashakti and receive the blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion. And you can make this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And this is the offering of the traditional offering of the ritualistic gratitude from disciple to Guru, and it is one of the most sacred, most celebrated offerings to Guru. So you can make this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And Saundarya Lahari further describes the grace and beauty of Devi Parashakti's feet, the compassion she bestows on her devotees prostrating at her feet. Verse that describes the grace of Devi Parashakti. It says, The illumining splendor of Devi's toenails dispels the darkness of ignorance in the devotees prostrating at her feet. Her feet defeat the lotus in beauty. And it further states that toenails of Devi Parashakti have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who prostrate before Devi. Tamoguna is the darkness which is indicative of the ignorance in the minds of the devotees, and by constantly prostrating before Devi Parashakti, their ignorance is removed and they attain the supreme knowledge. So you can make the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the ritualistic offering of gratitude to Guru. You can make this offering and be blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, who is the Nijavatara of Devi Parashakti herself. So you can make this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Vastra Seva, the sacred cloth offering to Devi Parashakti. And this offering is a token of gratitude for the grace and blessings, the protection of the divine during all aspects of our life. And you can make this offering on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas and be blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. So here you can see a summary of the various offerings that you can offer to Devi Parashakti on the website. The e-hundi offerings can be offered in any amount and in multiple currencies. The Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, you can register for this offering on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. You can make the offering of the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasu, which is coins, each coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. And you can make this offering in 3 different denominations and any number of coins as you wish to offer. The Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, this offering can be made in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower to Devi Parashakti. This offering can also be made in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Mitti, the gold flooring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. This offering can also be made on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. You can make the offering of the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry represents the overflowing nectar of gratitude from the Sahasrara. You can make this offering on the website to Devi Parashakti. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which is the traditional offering of gratitude from disciple to Guru, you can register for this seva on the website. And the Vastra Seva, which is the offering of the sacred cloths to Devi Parashakti, you can also register for this traditional seva on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. And with that, now let us take a look at the website where we can make all of these offerings. So here we have the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. And you can scroll down for your offerings to any of your Ishta Devata, any deity that you wish to offer to, or any darshan that you wish to offer to. You can make your offerings on this website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. And today for Devi Parashakti, you can click on the links on step 2 to make your traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti as you get ready to receive her darshan and blessings today. And if you'd like to make an intention today to make an offering and receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti, to manifest your intention into reality, you can fill out the form on step 1. And once you've made your traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti, if you would like to fill out the details of the Sankalpa for yourself and your family members, the conscious resolution and the names of yourself and your family members, you can fill out the form on step 3. So let us now look at the links where you can make the traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti. So the e-hundi offerings can be made in multiple currencies: the US dollars, the Australian dollars, the New Zealand dollar, the Canadian dollar, the euro, the Indian rupees, the Singaporean dollar, the Malaysian ringgit, the Great Britain pound, and the Chinese yen. And you can make this offering in any amount of your choice. And the traditional offerings of the ornaments and sevas can be made on this link, where you can offer the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasa, which is the offering of the pure gold coin inscribed with the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. The Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, can make this offering in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, which can be offered in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring turned on the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti, can make this offering on the website. The Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry, which represents the overflowing nectar of gratitude from the Sahasrara Chakra. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which is the traditional and ritualistic offering of gratitude to Guru. The Vastra Seva, which is the offering of the sacred cloth. All of these traditional offerings and any of the traditional offerings that you would like to offer to Devi Parashakti can be made on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. And now, with that, we come to the end of this segment, and we'll be moving to the next segment, where we'll be learning more about the various facilities being made available for the care and well-being of humanity during these times of the pandemic, the various contributions of the de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa, as guided by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. So let us now move into this next segment, where we will be learning more about the various contributions of Kailasa to humanity, to Hinduism.
Thank you, Ma Amrita. Nithyanandam, everyone. With the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivan's blessings. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Triguna Rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. So we're going to learn about a multi-layer quarantine COVID care protection center at the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies. And what we are going to learn from this segment today are the concerning statistics on mental health and global peace across the world due to COVID-19 pandemic. What are the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Kailasa's contributions for global peace, and Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism spiritual solutions for COVID-19, Kailasa's COVID care protection centers, why temple-based ecosystems, UN recognizes Kailasa's contributions. Today, people around the world are trying to grapple with the grim reality that the pandemic is far from over. The aftermath of the current calamity promises to be much more devastating. The greatest economics of the world are facing a disastrous future. Countries are facing off each other in deep mistrust. Now, let us see some statistics and current news. In Australia, the researchers are reported a new record number of coronavirus cases when the country continues to battle the third wave of COVID-19 infections. And World Health Organization makes a big statement on the Delta variant of COVID-19. And the COVID-19 has killed more Americans than the influenza pandemic did. Influenza pandemic of 1918 to 19 did. The 1918 to 19 flu infected about 25% of Americans and killed an estimated 0.6 with 675,000 deaths. COVID-19 has infected more than 12% of Americans and killed about 0.2% with 676,000 deaths. Now that the US death toll from COVID-19 has surpassed 676,000, the coronavirus pandemic has killed more Americans than the 1918 to 19 influenza pandemic did. Axios and the Associated Press both reported the grim reality recently. So the COVID-19 now officially US deadliest pandemic as the death toll crosses that of 1918 to 19 flu. People infected with alpha variant exhales 100 times more virus into the air than original COVID strain, and 6 feet distance may not be enough to prevent viral transmission indoors. COVID-19 Delta variant still most concerning, says the World Health Organization experts. COVID-19 pandemic is nowhere under control in the US, says the chief medical advisor, Mr. Anthony Fauci. He said, right now we are still in pandemic mode because we have 160,000 new infections a day. That's not even modestly in good control. In an interview with Axios, the US has reported 40 million cases of COVID-19 since the outbreak of the virus, with over 4 million infections adding up in the past few weeks. The increase in COVID cases comes as the US administration earlier this month announced that it is planning to provide booster shots of the vaccine as the Delta variant has become dominant in the nation and is wreaking havoc. The surge in Delta variant is driven by the low vaccination coverage in many communities across the US, according to the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. In a country of our size, you can't be hanging around and having 100,000 infections a day. You've got to get well below 10,000 before you start feeling comfortable, Mr. Fauci said. COVID-19 made the world less peaceful. COVID-19 violent incidences and fatalities, January 2020 to April 2021. The increase in violent incidences making the world less peaceful during this pandemic. And younger adults are more reporting symptoms of anxiety and a depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. The average share of adults reporting symptoms of anxiety and depressive disorders, what it was in 2019 was in a 6 months period was 11%. Now during this pandemic, in just 1 month of beginning of this year, 2021, January 2021, it rose up to 41.1%. Some more statistics confirming the same, that the anxiety and a depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic, younger adults are reporting more than the older adults. Stress in America, a national mental crisis. COVID-19 is a significant stressor for most Americans. Nearly 8 in 10, which is 78%, say coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their lives. Nearly 7 in 10, which is 67%, say they have experienced increased stress over the course of the pandemic. Of the health workers who treated patients during the China's COVID-19 outbreak, 50% showed signs of depression and 45% showed signs of anxiety. The self-reported mental health among pregnant women and new mothers. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, the depression rate was 15%, and now during the pandemic, it rose up to 40.7%. And the anxiety before the pandemic was 29%, and now during this pandemic, it rose up to 72%. Living under stay at home, 8 in 10 students do not know where to go for help. 55%, all students do not know where to go for help for their mental health, and they are struggling with focus on school or work and avoiding distractions. Understanding the pandemic impact on the working woman, nearly 82% of the women surveyed said their lives have been negatively disrupted by the pandemic. The global economic outlook during the COVID-19 pandemic, a changed world. The pandemic is expected to plunge most countries into recession in 2020, with per capita income contracting the largest fraction of countries globally since 1870. International Labour Organization, COVID-19 is a threat to peace building in conflict-affected nations. COVID-19 crisis has worsened already fragile situations. The international organization is more aware than ever of its responsibility to promote peace and resilience in the time of this global pandemic. Coming back to India, the third wave is already here, says the Mumbai mayor. Breakthrough infections found in 25% of health staff. A little over 25% of healthcare workers were infected with coronavirus despite getting fully vaccinated. A recent study has revealed, giving an insight on the breakthrough infections due to the Delta variant. This study, jointly conducted by the Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, the maximum hospitals in Delhi NCR found that the vaccination breakthroughs were far more common during the Delta outbreak in Delhi than previously reported. The new coronavirus strain known as Mu, which was first identified in Colombia in January, has been designated a variant of interest by the World Health Organization. After being detected in Colombia, Mu, known scientifically as B.1.621, has since been reported in other South American countries and in Europe. Now that we have seen the statistics across the world and how it is not only just affecting the physical health and the fatalities increasing, but it is the concern for the mental health, especially for the younger generation, and also it is leading to making the world less peaceful. So how to cope up with the current COVID-19 pandemic? It is important to address the COVID pandemic, which is seeing another wave, destroying many more lives. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says the pandemic fatigue setting in as a result of continuous lockdown is resulting in delusional ignorance. Holding on to the delusion and supporting this space of delusional decisions leads to delusional arrogance. The global COVID virus pandemic, desperately looking for answers. Life as it had been experienced even back in February 2020 is no longer recognizable. Drastic change is the order of the day, with people having to redefine their world with new paradigms of economy, society, faith, religion, and health. Blessed are those who have had the greatest fortune to be with the incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in their life to carry them through this crisis. Join the Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers. Register now through the link below, especially if you are in India, https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. Sustainable developmental goals. Making peace with nature is possible. If we start now, making peace with nature is possible. Even amid pandemic, 2021 can go down as the year we made peace with nature and set the planet to healing. Our environmental, social, economic challenges are interlinked. They must be tackled together. For example, we cannot achieve the sustainable developmental goals, including ending poverty, By 2030, if climate change and ecosystem collapse are undermining food and water supplies in the world's poorest countries, we have no choice but to transform our economics and societies by valuing nature and putting its health at the heart of all our decisions. Now let's watch a small clip on making peace with the nature. The World Health Organization Health and Peace Initiative. Health and peace are interrelated. In the words of the Director General of World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, there cannot be a health without peace, and there cannot be a peace without health. United States Institute of Peace. Amid COVID, we need enhanced international coordination to build peace. Tackling the pandemic and building resilience in fragile states requires concerted international action at local, national, and global levels. As the humanitarian and economic toll of the COVID-19 pandemic continues to grow, so does the risk that this crisis will fuel new conflict around the world while stemming prospects for resolving ones. Stronger health systems and universal health coverage must be a priority. Remarks to the General Assembly special session in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. For the first time since 1945, the entire world is confronted by a common threat, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, or faith. A new social contract between people, governments, the private sector, civil society, and more can tackle the roots of inequality with fair taxation on income and wealth, universal benefits, and opportunities for all. Now, let us see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism contribution for the global peace. Vedic tradition beautifully describes that yastu sarvani bhutani atmani ivana pushyati sarva bhuteshu chatmanam tadona vigupshate. Isha Upanishad verse 6. Global peace is the byproduct of the individual bliss. Whenever an individual goes through a spiritual bliss, he manifests a beautiful peace around for him and everyone around him. If he is powerful enough to manifest peace, he is more powerful. He moves the whole village or whole country. If he is powerful enough, like incarnation, he moves the whole world and manifests peace for them. The global peace is the byproduct of the individual bliss. Now, how do we get that individual peace or bliss? By practicing unclutching, by practicing completion. Now, let us listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explaining in detail about how do we practice completion.
Today I wanted to expand on the science of completion. How the science of completion can directly impact the consciousness you are carrying and the consciousness embodied in many bodies. Please understand, the more deeper you go inside you, means more deeper space you go inside you, more expanded you become, more one with everything, more oneness you experience. Because the more deeper you go, the more you experience the unified field of consciousness. Various words are used. Some of the Hindu traditions uses the word Atma, Brahman. Some of the Hindu traditions use the word Nirvana. Whatever word you may use, Atman, Brahman, Nirvana, unified field of consciousness, whatever. But one thing I want to tell you, the deeper and deeper you go in your inner space, you experience the vast oneness. The more superficial you are, the more incompletions you carry with others, even with yourself. The more superficial you become, even your own right hand and left hand fights with each other. Different parts of you fights with you. Different thoughts of you fights with you. Even you fight with you, the more superficial you go, the more deeper you start traveling. First, you get integrated. The you fighting with you stops. Then, the people around you get integrated. They fighting with you stops. Completion with yourself, then completion with others, then comes completion with other things, not just living beings, even with inanimate beings. The completion starts happening. Even with the nature, completion starts happening. Please understand, the more deeper you travel, the more deeper you go, the more deeper you settle down, the more deeper you start, your cognition expands, your cognition includes, your cognition becomes more and more inclusive, more joy, more bliss, more knowledge, more enlightenment. Please understand. the more and more completion happens in you, you will see everyone around you feels complete with you. That is why I am saying, whether they have body or they are disembodied, in the deepest corners of your being, deepermost layers of your being, deepest parts of your being, you experience such powerful awareness, such joy. Going into the deepermost corners of your being not only is a joy, it's a power. Because suddenly you will see everybody around you, everything around you listens to you. It really becomes a vibrant power. The tendency to exploit is not there. Listen, that's a very important thing. Power without the tendency to exploit. Because as long as you feel the other person is separate from you, when you get the power, it will always be used for exploiting. Because the other person is separate from you. Then let me suck all the possible energy, intelligence, time, talent. But when you feel the other person is your own extension, you will see, you will be showering so much, enriching so much. The power you have will not be exploiting, it will be enriching. I tell you, even if death comes at this moment, I can tell you very clearly, I can face the death directly and tell the death, I have enriched every human being more than what I received from anybody. I have given to every human being whom I met in my life more than what I received from them. My accounts is clear. I am ready. Come on, let's go. My accounts is clear. I don't have debt. No credit card money to be paid, loans to be paid, no debit card, no credit card. My accounts is clear. Understand, when you feel everyone is your extension, the power given to you, the power you gain, see, any living is power. Powerful way. Even in that, you will become powerful. So any lifestyle you choose, you will get power in that field. Whether it is exploiting or enriching, murdering or raping or go on serving. Whatever lifestyle you choose, living is power. When you go into the deepermost core of your being and start living based on completion, I tell you, the first power you will experience is everything around you listens to you. That power will simply make you enrich everyone. The best power you can have through living is power of enriching. Whatever you do, as I said, whether you live the life of enriching or exploiting, you will become powerful. I tell you, the power of exploiting brings more and more conflict within and without. And those conflicts naturally bring suffering. And the power of enriching brings more and more completion in you and in others. This full month, Nithyananda Sangha all over the world. The other day I was seeing, we have officially presence in more than 50 countries. As devotees, group of devotees, we have presence in 100 countries. All over the world, we are going to celebrate this whole month for Global Peace Month, impacting global peace. All of us this whole month will live completion and do samskara dahana kriya, means burning the patterns which separates us from others, burning the patterns which are constantly keeping us in a superficial level. All over the world, we will be doing samskara dahana kriya, burning our patterns and leading us to more and more completion. And we also have special 3 Nitya Dhyana Yoga, people signs of completion and facilitating samskara dahana kriya. This month, 20th, 21st and 22nd, this whole month, all over the world, all our temples, ashrams, centers, yoga centers, schools, colleges, universities should do samskara dahana kriya, should do all the incompletions and patterns which leads to conflicts, bringing more and more peace inside us and outside us, spreading peace. This whole month, let's impact global peace. Let us really contribute to the global peace, not just talking about it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Not just talking about it. Let's do it. Even if you teach the samskara dahana kriya to 50 people in each area, each place where we have centers, ashrams, temples, two-way centers, yoga centers, even 50 people, each Tanidar teaches, enriches them with these signs. The amount of suffering and negative waves, negative vibes reduction can contribute so much to the world. Please understand. One positive person can burn millions people negativity. Experientially, with evidence we proved, one positive person has already burnt at least 20 million people's negativity in last 10 years and brought peace. So each one of you, if you stand up as one positive being, one authentic, responsible, enriching being, I tell you, we can do so much to the world. It will be better place than the time we entered. When we leave, it should be better place. That's all. When we leave the earth, it should be better place. So understand, inner peace is your birthright. Go to the depths of your being. Bring more and more completion into you. Completion with others. And start living Advaita. Today in the Inner Awakening session, it's all about completion with others. So last 6 days, literally, you worked so much, one by one by one by one by one, layer by layer by layer by layer. The completion with yourself. Now comes completion with others. Today, we are starting the science of completion with others. It's one of the most powerful science. Does so much to human beings, not just healing their relationships, even inside their consciousness, inner space, so much of good is done. So much of awakening is done. See, when you have completed with others, the kind of strength you feel is the power of Advaita. Strength of Advaita. Today the Inner Awakening sessions are all about completion with others. We have long session today working on completing with others. So with this, because today we have a long session with Inner Awakening,
now let us listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism that self-transformation is the secret to achieve the global peace.
Social answer means I'll tell, oh, you should all work for global peace. You should all work for turning the world. You should work for revolution. You should work for all these, that things. You should vote only the party which says that it will stop the war and all these things. This is the social answer. Nonsense. If you want the honest answer, I tell you, simply transform yourself. You can't do anything. If at all you can do, you would have done it. Be honest. If you can do, you would have done it. You are raising this question because you are not able to. Am I right? So let us be very clear. Let us be honest. We are not able to do socially. That's the truth. That's going properly. Everything was well and great. And I tell you, 10,000 years ago, they found some writings on stone in Harappa Mohenjo-daro culture. Some stone writings have been discovered. The other day I read a beautiful book about that stone writings. That writings, it says, oh, nowadays the society is not as it should be. So much of war. There is no peace. In the early times, there was so much of peace. Society was really great. Things were as it should be. And it almost looks like a today newspaper editorial. 10,000 years ago, the same thing carved on a stone. Then understand, there was no such time as only good prevailed. It is just a fantasy. Hinduism, they call it Satya Yuga, the age of truth. There was a time only truth prevailed. And every religion, Christianity, they say the Garden of Adam and Eve. There was a time everything was wonderful. Every religion has got the fantasy. The past was great. There was golden past. Always the idea of golden past exists only in the past. The more you go back, again you say the past was great. And I tell you one thing, it is a wonderful way of postponing accepting the reality. Otherwise, I can be sure the world was same as it is today. Whether it is 5,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago. Maybe one thing, there was no CNN channel that time. So the news did not reach you so quickly. That's all. The news did not reach you so quickly. That may be the only difference. But otherwise, I can be sure the good and the bad was equal. Good and the bad was equal. The same amount of wars were there. All the other things were there. You read the Puranas, the mythological stories of India, you see enough of things. Enough of dirty things. I think sometimes I find a little more. And if you read completely the Puranas or the Hindu scriptures, there are a lot of things much worse than modern day. The criminal activities or bad things or negative things, whatever you say, all this stuff. And never think only present corrupted or violent. In the ancient days also, all these things were there. Only one thing was not there, the same, or the internet. So the news did not reach you. But otherwise I can tell you, enough the good and bad was there. It always will exist. It will exist. All you can do is, if you awaken yourself, if you reach the enlightenment state, you can go beyond it. And I tell you, enlightenment is the only service you can do to the society. Just become enlightened so that you will reduce the negativity. Now, as of now, you are also the part of negative group. Naturally, we will be a negative group. As long as we are unenlightened, we will be the part of collective negative consciousness. So if you become enlightened, at least you will reduce your weight. That's the only thing we can do. Nothing else can be done. So all I request you to do is just become enlightened. Realize that you are a lion. That's the only way to help yourself and the society. Otherwise, all revolutions, you see, all revolution again end up as one more tradition. In last 2000 years, 3000 wars have happened in the humanity. In 2000 years, 3000 wars. Human beings have not done anything except doing wars, except fighting. Everybody claims he wants to do revolution. He wants to spread peace. You see, every country claims their army is a defensive army. Then who is offending? Tell me. Every country says defensive army. Then who is offending? These are all just, games. The idea of peace is a pure game. Everybody wants to spread the peace according to them, not according to the other person. They want peace according to them. The other day I was in one interreligious gathering. One guy is preaching, let all of you convert to my religion so that we will not have fight. He wants peace the way in which he wanted, not the way in which. And there's a beautiful saying, the sword of Muhammad, it is written, peace alone should survive, something like that. He has written some statement about the peace on the sword. We all take sword to spread the peace. So no revolution is going to help, because in the last 2000 years 3000 revolutions have happened, but still world is same, I think much worse. So no revolution is going to help, only individual evolution is going to help. So be very clear. Instead of working in the outer world, start working in the inner world. That will help you and society some way. Social answer means I'll tell. Social answer means I'll tell. Oh, you should all.
Listen carefully. The space of Shanti, the space of Shanti is where Kailasa grows. Listen carefully. It is in the deep powerfulness of peace, or peace-centered powerfulness is the ground, breeding ground for Paramashivatva to manifest. Please understand. Like how pure mirror reflects everything, pure Shanti-based Shakti, peace-based powerfulness, centered powerfulness, powerfulness-centered peace. All the Upanishads starts with peace, completes with peace. Shanti mantra starts with Shanti mantra, gets completed with Shanti mantra. Peace-based powerfulness is a fundamental requirement for Paramashivatva to manifest. That is why people who don't want us to manifest Paramashivatva or power manifestation do not want to allow the peace in our life, or do not want peace in our campus. Understand? But only if you are peaceful, which cannot be shaken even by the demons and devils and rakshasas, we can be in eternal peace. So, remember this very clearly. Peace alters the very DNA structure, genetic structure, the core Anu Mahat structure. Understand? Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. The consciousness in you is atom means more than Mahat. That Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. That consciousness starts growing in you with more and more peace-based powerfulness developing in you. Nothing can be compared to unclutching. Spend more and more time, energy in unclutching. It will never be wasted. Time spent on unclutching is the most productive time for you in your life, because unclutching completely makes you altogether a different material. Understand? It makes your very biomemory, muscle memory, core structure, molecular structure, genetic structure, DNA structure, everything, all the 8 energy flow circuits, 7 energy flows, 1, the pure conscious explosion. Energy flow circuits exist in you. All the 8 explodes When you understand, unclutching is the space of Sri Kailasa. Listen. Every chanting, every prayer in Hinduism ends with Shanti, Shanti, Shanti 3 times. Means peace, peace, peace. Hinduism is the real religion. Loving peace, living peace. Individual level, social level, global level. Understand? Hinduism lasts all its 56 nations, 200 states, 10,000 kingdoms, samsthanas, is not a loss to Hinduism, it is a loss to planet Earth, human beings. Wherever Hinduism is practiced, kept alive, the ideal of global peace is kept alive. Just do this one simple statistics. You yourself study. Google and study. Take the top 10 religions and list how many people they converted in last 200 years, how many people they killed. List for each religion. I can be 200% sure. You yourself will realize Hinduism is the most peace-loving and peace-living religion, neither conversion nor terrorism. Neither conversion nor terrorism. Being the supreme pontiff of the most peace-loving, peace-living religion, I give you all my blessings on this International Peace Day. Understand? It is we Hindus need to keep the global peace as a living possibility, and we need to make this global peace as reality. Just talking about global peace will not work. Working for global peace only is the responsibility of the real living Hindu. Anyone who wants to claim themselves as a Hindu or practicing Hindu should work for global peace. Global peace is our responsibility. Every Hindus have the responsibility to bring global peace. So you can also throw a challenge. See, if you are making a Hindu micronation, you can throw this challenge to each one, your friends, family, 10 people. Let them participate in the challenge and then let them send a challenge to others. So I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus to become founding fathers of Kailasro nation in your countries. You can also make a challenge, like how they made ice bucket challenge and all that. We can make a challenge. You form Hindu micronation and claim, I am the founding father of the Hindu micronation Kailasa. And then you can invite your family, 11 people. You form and you challenge 11 people and they also form and they spread. So let us start spreading. This project is my message on this International Day of Peace. Let us start working for global peace instead of just talking. What the work we do will talk for us, the talk we do will not work for us. This is the message. The work we do will talk for us, the talk we do will not work for us. Global peace is the responsibility of Hindus. We living, practicing Hindus, not only we should achieve the individual peace through unclutching yoga, meditation, we should also create an ecosystem where the global peace starts manifesting. This Kailasa Hindu micronation is the enlightenment ecosystem. I request every living, practicing Hindu to manifest, do it. So the global peace can manifest from these Kailasa Hindu micronations all over the world. Hindus have the response.
Now let us see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism contribution for a super consciousness breakthrough and the global peace. The sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Nithyananda order of monks and nuns and Hindu diaspora, are working for global peace and to give a super consciousness breakthrough to humanity. It is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's mission to revive a conscious world where the global issues at the climate, economic, social, health, and humanitarian levels cease to exist from their very root, turning the problems of poverty, hunger, violence, discrimination into powerful living through the experience of oneness. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working from the very grassroots level to usher in an era of peace at all levels, individual, societal, national, and global. His deep insights into the workings of the human mind, body, emotions have enabled him to powerfully and directly address various social and emotional problems facing humanity today. Some of the ways that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism provides spiritual solutions to combat the pandemic and other issues. Since the beginning of the global lockdown, the amount of contribution and activism of Kailasa has increased multifold through the Paramashivoham program, bringing super consciousness breakthrough to the whole humanity by starting the Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna and contributing almost 3 million minutes now. Paramashiva Sankalpa chanting, the sacred Sanskrit mantra chanting to heal 24/7 via Zoom sessions. Spiritual healing to one and all 24/7. Helping humanity to cope up with insecurity, fear, disease by empowering individuals to heal themselves, learn to cope up emotions like depression and tough situations in relationships. Providing alternative solutions to worldly problems through power manifestation. Initiating thousands every day into manifesting innate superhuman capabilities in the Kailas courtyard sessions. Providing healthy solutions like a technique to clear stomach and Ayurvedic solutions, which ultimately brings clarity out to the spiritual truths and give a conscious breakthrough. In the long term, establishing self-sufficient communities. Continuing and intensifying the service of Annadan, the free food in Nithyananda Annalayas around the world, including Tiruvannamalai and Los Angeles. Paving way with the New World Order, starting the agriculture-based communities in Adi Kailas and several other locations. Peacekeepers of Kailasa offering various life solutions from the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Hinduism prescribes various methods for global healing. One such is Maheshwara Puja, nullifying collective negativity simply through the presence of the avatar and his order of monks. offering Maheshwara Puja to the natural calamitous hit victims, Bhava Samadhi Darshan to raise the individual consciousness breakthrough, Devi Parashakti, Akashic readings, the cosmic revelations. Now, what are the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism spiritual solutions for COVID-19? Society was created with the delusional ideas of too many human beings, blind spots, and delusions are made from those blind spots. If the visionary of a civilization or country or nation has a blind spot, when he develops a vision for it, the whole civilization suffers those blind spots forever. Now it's a time nature, Prakriti resets itself, and many of the blind spot based visions, ideas become important components of the society. This pralaya which is happening is melting down everything which is delusion based. The world as we know is gone. Let us celebrate God. This isolation, which is seemingly endless with an unknown future, which is compelling humanity to make 100 change is something to be deeply dwelt upon. All problems need to be addressed only with the spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. To stop people having mental breakdown, pandemic fatigue, collapsing, depression, destruction, and also give them super consciousness a breakthrough and revive the enlightened civilization. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continuously gives spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. Some of the spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions are unclutching, practicing completion, practicing oneness, practicing ajapa japa of Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, consciously building deep feeling connection, yoga, puja, vegetarian diet, and nirahara samyama. It is time that we all take responsibility to save humanity, to protect people from this pandemic fatigue and destruction. Let us try to enrich people for every one of these great spiritual solutions. It is all the solutions are free and open for all. Let us now take a few minutes now and share with as many people as possible, and let us save the world. And let us give them the experience of unclutching. That is Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Jnana Yajna, which save people from pandemic fatigue, epidemic fatigue, destruction, and delusion. Help people to have super consciousness breakthrough and sail through this pralaya. People from over 50 countries continuously radiate the space of Paramashiva by practicing the unclutching meditation 24/7 a day, 7 days a week, starting from 13th May Indian Standard Time. At any given time, there are 4 to 8 zones actively unclutching around the world. Join this movement at http://kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. The life solutions based on the ancient Hindu tradition, the meditation, yoga techniques from the scriptures, the cognitions rooted in the highest truth, the lifestyle based on living and radiating the higher values of life and powerful way of living and realizing one's ultimate potential form the foundation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's teachings, which by their inherent nature provide the foundation for peace on planet Earth. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism launched the Minutes for Peace initiative, which aimed to reduce crime globally by collecting the mass meditations around the world in parallel. In 2014, just after 2 years of launching the program, crossed over 1 billion minutes of meditation. Scientific studies have shown a reduced crime rate after participation in the meditation and completion techniques. In 1976, it was found that when 1% of the community practiced meditation, puja, the crime rate was reduced by 16% on an average. The current tally on the Minutes for Peace website is more than 4.3 billion cumulative minutes of meditation logged, including all the events, programs, and festivals where people have gathered in large numbers and participated in meditations and rituals. The total count comes out to be a staggering 409 billion minutes for peace so far. You can see some of the glimpses where about 5,000 devotees gathered and participated in a 48-day meditation program called Shuddhatvaitam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has hosted Kumbh Mela, United States of America in Los Angeles since 2007. Nithyananda Sangha is entrusted as the only organization to host Kumbh Mela outside India by Akhila Bharatiya Akhada Parishad. In September 2006, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has organized the first confluence for world peace to honor the memory of those who lost their lives saving others on September 11, 2001 at Irvine, California, United States. The second confluence for peace was held in Los Angeles in 2007 in collaboration with Vedanta Society, BAPS, ISKCON, Siddha Yoga, and other organizations. The Kumbh Mela festival spread fast to other countries, including Australia, Canada, etc. In 2009, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has organized a month-long peace walk covering 1,000 kilometers and 1,000 villages to bring together in harmony from all walks of life to promote feeling connection and oneness among people. During the walk, health camps were conducted in villages along its path. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has conducted large-scale collective meditations on September 21st International Peace Day to raise the collective consciousness. The contribution that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing is initiating thousands into sannyas. Sannyas is our social responsibility. Let us save Hinduism and humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revitalized the monastic tradition of sannyas by initiating hundreds of people into the Nithyananda monastic order. The all-renouncing monks contribute the best things to human civilization, living their life with the cognition that life is for others. These monks and nuns act as the harbingers of peace and empowerment for the human society distraught with violence of life negativity. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also revived the ancient practice of embarking on pilgrimages, that is spiritual journeys, taking spiritual aspirants to high energy sacred spots such as the Himalayas, Kailas, Varanasi, Angkor Wat in Cambodia, and various powerful temples of India. Even though prevalent in India, this practice is rapidly losing its original context, turning into a recreational family vacation. Reviving the original spiritual context, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made turning into the recreational family vacation. Reviving the original spiritual context, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made it possible for modern day human beings to benefit from the spiritual energy present at these centers and accelerate their journey of spiritual evolution, hence ensuring individual and collective peace as a natural consequence. Food systems hold key to ending world hunger. Effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, the United Nations has noted a dramatic increase in world hunger. According to the state of food security and nutrition in the world, 1/10 of global population, as many as 811 million people, were undernourished in 2020, an increase of 118 million from 2019. According to the Eat Lamson Commission, moving toward diets with a diversity of plant-based foods, low amounts of animal source foods, unsaturated rather than saturated fats, and limited amounts of refined grains, highly processed foods, and added sugars could prevent between 19 to 24% of all adult deaths each year. Under the Red Om project, that is No Hunger project, through the Amnalayas, that is food donation centers, at the de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa worldwide, under the guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, have served over 5 billion organic, sattvic, vegetarian meals so far. Giving free food to all the citizens is the economic policy of Kailasa, deriving the reference from the Vedas and Agamas. Recently, under the humanitarian initiative launched by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is opening of Kailasa's COVID care centers in India, where the monastery campuses have been turned into a multi-layer quarantine facility to safeguard the inmates against any possible point of contact with the outer world. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has opened this service free to all people, regardless of any differences in age, gender, caste, creed, ethnicity, color, or socio-economic status. Food, shelter, internet, and all basic facilities, including medical care, are provided at these COVID care centers, free of cost and for an indefinite time. The outcome has been a splendid zero infection rate so far among the participants, if not achieved anywhere else in the world, let alone in India. This response model of handling the COVID-19 pandemic at a community level, along with guidelines and recommendations for government, has been recognized and accepted by the United Nations as well. You can see some of the glimpses where the participants of COVID care program offered by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism are enjoying a healthy, blissful, spiritual lifestyle in multi-layered program. They enjoy the stress-free time following a spiritual morning routine, doing yoga, doing puja, temple sevas, kara sevas, and celebrating festivals. And not only they enjoy joy, peace, bliss, and conscious breakthrough. Join the Kailasa's COVID care protection centers, especially if you are in India. Register now through the link below with https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. Now let us see the revival of temple sciences and ecosystems. All these COVID care centers and all the various programs are offered at the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies, which are now, especially in India, are converted into COVID care centers. And they are basically temple-based ecosystems. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been reviving the temple-based ecosystem. So let's understand the science behind these temple-based ecosystems. Especially now, in the times when the COVID-19 is rampant and the ancient temples are in risk of widespread corona disease, the devotees of these temples were visiting and having darshan of their gods and goddesses for thousands of years. Yet all these ancient sacred sentiments have come to a harming halt after the lockdowns have taken place. The religious fervor of the devotees is being lost due to the pandemic. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revisiting the e-Kailasa ecosystem and bringing all the ancient traditions of the online platforms on Kailasa TV, YouTube, and Facebook. Now let's listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism that he explains about the science of temples.
Invisibility to satellites doing an incredible function for individuals and for society. My question is, there is and was everywhere temples and deities in this culture. Anybody coming from outside just wonder, is this just sentimental carved stones worshipping culture or just artistic sculpture? What is the invisible function of temples, deities?
See, both questions, same answer. That is the reason I wanted to answer both the questions together. Modern day dish TVs, antennas, mobile towers, all of them work in the level of certain frequency where the words, pictures, visuals can be transmitted. See, the verbalization and visualization, names and forms can be transmitted from one place to another place through these mobile towers, dish TV antennas. But the temple towers are created to transmit super consciousness from one place to another place. Please understand. In Meenakshi's time, there was television, conscious television. It used to be in stone slab. And if you just sit in front of that stone TV, meditate, connect with Meenakshi, she will appear live and answer whatever you want. So each of the stone slabs only slowly later on became deities. You can see in our temples this happening. The TVs in which I am appearing and speaking are slowly becoming deities. They are receiving worship. Flowers are offered to it. Aarti is done to it. Incense is given to it. Now, all our temples are planning to have a separate throne for this TV. In Los Angeles, already I am on the throne. The TV is in the throne. The TV, in which people are seeing me, have already become deity. Same way, please understand, the stones through which people were able to connect with the super consciousness have become deities. Same way, all our temples, deities, everything is a connecting mechanism with super consciousness. The mechanism which connects with the super consciousness. Please understand, the deities and temples are not just sentimental carved stones, or they are not just artistic sculptures. They are conscious transmitters. They raise you to the superconscious. In each house in Vedic tradition, we have a puja room. All the puja rooms are your private conscious airport, are conscious transmission centers. The main temple is the place from where continuous super consciousness is radiating. So if you just sit and connect with a deep feeling connection, see, in those days human beings were so beautiful and simple. Just remembering the name of the deity is enough. They are already in connection with the deity. That feeling connection. When I read Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, it says, sit in Siddhasana and be in Samadhi. That's all. See, the human beings were so simple in those days. Just if you sit in Siddhasana, you are already in Samadhi. If you sit, your mind sits. Now, if you sit, your mind sits. Mind is completely away from the body. In those days, human beings were so simple and intelligent. All the non-mechanical parts of their brain were awakened. It is Western culture which killed the non-mechanical parts of the brain, the functions of the non-mechanical parts of the brain. Please understand, in the Vedic civilization, always human beings were brought up in such a way that non-mechanical parts of the brain was fully alive and awakened. It is a cultural invasion, destroyed the greatest possibility of the human being when the non-mechanical parts of the brain is not functioning anymore. The temples, deities, all these are looking useless. Otherwise, they are a huge conscious infrastructure. Please understand. So, an example, suddenly, if we find some method to travel just 20 feet above the air, without petrol or diesel, all our automobiles, roads, everything will become useless. Then you will wonder, why so many automobile industries are established? Why so many cars are produced? Why this huge road waste? I think our ancestors are fools. You don't understand. At one period, it was used. It was being useful. Our temples, our deities, all these are useful if all your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened. Unclutching is the process to awaken your non-mechanical parts of the brain. When your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened, you will understand temples, deities, how useful they are, how directly useful they are, how they are part of our life, how they enrich our life, and how they make human beings intelligent, enlightened. These are the methods created to create enlightened civilization. These grand temples are not built as an just monument. They are built as a conscious movement. It is not like Egyptian pyramids, monuments, no. Conscious movement to raise human beings to the highest consciousness, to make experience the highest purpose. Understand, unclutch, use the temples to achieve the highest consciousness.
Devi Parashakti revealed in her Akashic readings to the world on various occasions. On 14th May 2021, Devi revealed that whoever comes to Adi Kailasa and does the good work of saving people from deadly corona, I myself will do all of their life's work. This is the commitment Paramashakti is giving you all. Parameshwari, I will do what I say. And on 19th May 2021, Devi revealed that to save people from Corona, I have set up a huge ship, Ananda Sarovar, Vaidya Sarovar, and Ananda Lingam. I have made it in Adi Kailasa. Go there and take water every day. Worship Ananda Lingam, water, turmeric, milk, and neem rasam showered on Navapashanam are the medicine for this. For saving life, go to Adi Kailasa. Best life is there. Before Corona takes your life away, go to Adi Kailasa and save your life. When the first world countries closed their borders during a massive global emergency, Kailasa has opened its doors to all without exception. The various centers opened across India are Adi Kailas in Bidadi, Bangalore, Salem, Tiruvannamalai, Rajapalam, Pattanam, Srirangapadi, Madurai, Avattipalam, Hosur, all from Tamil Nadu, and Sripuram Adinam from Hyderabad, and Baroda Adinam from Gujarat, and Puduvai Adinam from Pondicherry. Kailasa rushes to aid India as India finds itself on the verge of COVID-19 third wave. Multiple free COVID care centers opened across India. Various social services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India. Spiritual services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India, and cosmic revelations on global pandemic. The various social free services offered during the pandemic in de facto spiritual embassies are medical care, allopathy, Ayurvedic and Siddha medicine, infrastructure to accommodate thousands, accommodation for multi-layered quarantine, emergency ambulances, ICU on wheels, personal protective medical equipment, food security management through food banks and organic farming. So join the Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers. Register now through the link below with https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. With this, we are going to move on to the next part of our segment after a very short break. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
Paramashivoham. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. This is a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystems. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. You will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together. We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We direct spiritual support and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailashian. I want the whole world to know Hindus ready to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that. E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together. We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become e-Kailasians. I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that. E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. This is a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystems. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together. We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. whole world should become e-Kailashians. I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that. E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have
Nithyanandam, welcome back, dear viewers. Now we have a very special, exciting announcement. We will be having the live Bhagavan Sundareshwara Darshan manifesting to the Supreme Concept of Hinduism very shortly at 10 p.m. IST. So do stay tuned for that. Now let's understand who is Bhagavan Sundareshwara and how he is manifesting to the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. So the Paramashiva Sayuja Samadhi Darshan is manifesting the superconscious experience of the Shiva Sayuja Samadhi through the darshan of Irinaj Sundareshwara Paramashivoham. So get ready for the rare, unique, powerful initiation into the God equation to make human beings into multi by Bhagavan Sundareshwara Paramashivoham.
Shave, shave, shave. Paramashiva, I will manifest the physics of my existence. Cognize this in your Hridaya Akasha, in the Gandha. You will experience my existence. Sundareshwara Paramashiva. The countless, uncountable, by any visualized, assumed mathematics, Brahmandas manifest in me, exist in me, get rejuvenated in me, get deluded inside me, gets liberated inside me. For all the countless Brahmandas to exist, to get created, to get sustained, to get rejuvenated, to get deluded, to get liberated. I am the space.
So now that we've understood what is the Sundareshwara Sayuja Samadhi Darshan, let's understand what is the state of our world today. Of course, all of us know that the world is suffering from so many natural calamities, so many natural disasters. We've seen fires, floods, storms, so many natural disasters that have caused so much of suffering to humanity. And according to the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to continue rising. The window to slow down or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing, and the message is very clear. We must take action. This diagram shows the difference between what will happen if the climate in the temperatures, the global temperatures increase from just the difference between 0.5 degrees and the increase in global temperatures. So if it's 1.5 degrees versus 2 degrees Celsius, there is going to be a very drastic change. We will see many more impacts on our environment, on our ecosystems, on our day-to-day lives, just from this 0.5 degree difference. So it is extremely vital that we take heed to the warnings of the government, of the Intergovernmental Panel, and about the effects of climate change on our day-to-day reality, as we will be seeing the impacts, and we've already been seeing the impacts of this over the last few years. So now let us watch a short video.
In 2019, fire was spreading throughout our planet, quite literally, in places like Australia and the Amazon basin, where forest blazes supercharged by climate change wreaked havoc. In other places, mass protests flared up, fueled by a combination of job insecurity, growing inequalities, and discontent with the current economic, social, and environmental status quo. The economy has slowed down globally, stifled by trade tensions and political uncertainty. The little growth we have had has failed to reach those who need it the most. Progress towards higher living standards has stalled for many countries and vulnerable groups of people. This has only deepened inequalities which were already growing in many countries, spurred on by automation, climate change, and other global trends.
So we've seen how much suffering we've experienced as a humanity over the last few years due to the natural disasters, the global pandemic, and many people falling into poverty, the economic crisis, due to all of these other brought so much devastation to the world. And we have experienced so much of suffering at this time. And according to the World Health Organization, the total number of cases of COVID-19 is well past 221 million people across the globe. And Healthline.com states that new COVID-19 cases have risen to more than 150,000 per day in the United States. And experts warn that with emerging variants, this could lead to another surge in cases. So despite many attempts to curb the number of infections, to slow down the rate of infections, we've not seen a halting in the rate of infections. We've been undergoing the effects of this pandemic for the last 2 years almost, and it does not seem to be slowing down anytime soon. And it is at this time that Bhagavan Sundareshwara has come down to alleviate the suffering of humanity. HDH Sundareshwara Paramashivam is the greatest and most unique manifestation of Paramashiva as a complete being. He assumes the physical, subtle, light bodies as and when he wants, plays with all the physical realities, and corrects, alters, intervenes, influences, changes, adds, removes, deletes anything in the physical plane as and when he likes, without even a reason, just for fun. Sometimes they manifest as Meenakshi and Sundareshwara as two bodies and one being, sometimes as both in one body. That is the reason all his manifestations and plays are called Leelas. from the Shuddhatvaita Paramashiva Sayujya Samadhi space, Irina Sundareshwara Paramashiva will be manifesting through this supreme manifestation. The Irina Sundareshwara Paramashiva Parambhuru will give darshan, bless and shower boons as Leelas again, as he once did in Madurai. Sundareshwara Paramashiva himself has come down again in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as Swamiji, just to continue his legacy and Leelas. To continue being available to all of us to alleviate the suffering of humanity at this time, and to play his divine leelas, perform miracles in the lives of his devotees, attend to our prayers, and continue the legacy as the ruler of the whole of Madurai Shamala Pita Satyapita, as the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of and as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, guiding the whole of humanity. And when you witness the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, your neurons mirror that of the avatar. The mirror neurons activate and process all the observed movements or information of the avatar just by seeing. That is, our entire body, silently and without movement, recreates what is happening distances far away, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar. As an effect, the mirror neurons also all the powerful cognitions and powers of Bhagavan Sundareshwara are mirrored inside of you. So let us understand the God equation. Exhale intensely. Whatever you have, Paramashiva will inhale inside of you. This is the God equation. Nothing is more powerful than power manifestation. It is the most exciting spiritual science. It is the most, when you decide to manifest powers again and again, you know Paramashiva is within you and he is manifesting. You fall in love with Paramashiva every minute. If he manifests, you know he is real and he is manifesting. If you don't manifest what you desire, what you declared, you will manifest the jnana, the vijnana, the knowledge and the understanding, and the possibilities and powers of Paramashiva will manifest in all of you today. So now, let us understand who is the Supreme Pontiff, is manifesting Bhagavan Sundareshwara for each and every one of us to continue all his leelas and legacies once again. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for humanity. And has been ordained Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kanchi Kailasa Sarvajnapitam. We can go to the next slide and see the photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam at the very young age of 9. Yes, we can continue to the next slide, please. Yes, so you can see here the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coronated, ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kanchi Kailasa Sarvajnapitam, the Tonde Mandaladinam, at the ripe age of 9. And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism doing Abhishekam for the deities of the Surya Vamshi Sanghi Samrajam, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the incumbent emperor of. Yeah, you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coronated as the incumbent emperor of the Surya Vamshi Sanghi Samrajam. Supreme Concept of Hinduism has also been coronated as the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasonatha Shamala Pita Sarvajna Pita. Here you can see the photos of the coronation. And the supreme concept of Hinduism is also the present Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvaniya Khanda, the largest apex monastic order. You can see the photos of the supreme concept of Hinduism being coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar. And the supreme concept of Hinduism is also the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Atalakada, is the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Sparagapuradinam, and has been elected as the supreme concept of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders. You can see the supreme concept of Hinduism being recognized by his contemporaries. And the supreme concept of Hinduism is revered as a teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched, and has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. And the supreme concept of Hinduism has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded, and has over 10,000 hours of discourses delivered, has enriched and enriched over 1 billion lives digitally, and is respected as a commentator of all sacred scriptures such as the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Brahma Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Ashtavakra Gita, the Jain Sutras, and many more. The supreme concept of Hinduism is honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader, is a reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudrakanyas, the Rudras, Rishis, Rishikas, Bhairavas, Bhairavas, and Sannyas, and is the establisher of the world's largest Hindu university, Kailasa's Nithyananda University, with satellite campuses in 150 countries. And the supreme concept of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems, and the founder and reviver of over 100 Sadvijna Pitas, is the collector of the world's largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. And the supreme concept of Hinduism has established spiritual de facto embassies of Kailasa all across the globe, which include 22 Hindu universities, 186 extended campuses of NHU, 242 Nithyananda Gurukuls, 22 Nithyananda Nyanalayas, 38 temple monastery complexes, 2,100, more than 2,100 Paramashivoham shakas, over 1,800 youth centers, 19 kingdoms or Sarvajna Pitas, 25 e-Kailasas, over 1,800 ASP centers, 120 temples, over 5,300 healing centers, 22 food banks, 12 animal shelters, 34 satsang temples, 418 Paduka mandirs, and over 2,100 satsang centers. And each of these spiritual de facto embassies act as enlightenment ecosystems to nurture the science of enlightenment and share it with the world, especially at this time when the world is in need of the sciences, the spiritual truths from Hinduism. And Sundareshwara Paramashiva is the most unique manifestation of the beauty of the cosmos in flesh and bones. And today we will be Bhagavan Sundareshwara manifesting through the supreme concept of Hinduism himself. Bhagavan Sundareshwara is the embodiment of super consciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all his glories. Bhagavan Sundareshwara is the greatest, most unique, and most complete manifestation of Paramashiva. And Sundareshwara is the embodiment of super consciousness expressed in the human body, playing with all his glory. He He came down as the most handsome form to marry Devi Meenakshi and to administer the city of Madurai and to administer the whole world, to bring peace across the globe. And to ensure this tradition of living masters continues on to elevate the humanity for millennia, Bhagavan Sundareshwara and Devi Meenakshi enthroned their direct representatives and their divine energies in the form of the continuing lineage of living masters, the Guru Mahasannidhanams, with the responsibility to train and groom the kings in administration, constitution, and governance, acting as regents. They also performed these spiritual initiations on the kings and the citizens of the kingdom, imparting the enlightenment science to them. And of course, the lineage began with Devi Meenakshi and Bhagavan Sundareshwara and has been revived by Tirunjana Samandar, and now once again has been revived by Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Sorry, we can go back to the previous slide, please. Yes, we can go back to the previous slide, please. Yep. Yeah, we can continue to the next slide. Sorry. And this supreme discipline of Adi Shaiva tradition has been coming down through the continuous lineage of Guru disciple, the Adi Shaiva Guru Parampara, from time immemorial. This has been formulated for the attainment of complete liberation from the repeated phenomenon of birth and death. This is the supreme in its kind and concerned with the ultimate benefit of all the souls. And on the 27th of April 2012, the Kailasananda Shamala Pita Sadvindya Pita's rare and sacred lineage of pontiff has been systematically carried over in an unbroken progression from the ages. The chosen emissaries of Bhagavan Paramashiva and Devi Meenakshi, the Guru Mahasannidhanams of Kailasananda Shamala Pita Sadvindya Pita, are the direct representatives of the cosmos. And on the 27th of April 2012, Srila Shri Nithyananda Paramachari Swamigal was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailas Lonada Shamala Pita Sadhyamita, our very own Swamiji. And he is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor, invested with all the powers, duties, obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in the Kailas Lonada Shamala Pita Sadhyamita, and has been reviving its spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenters to their original glory. So now let us watch a short history.
The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the Cosmic Mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malaya Dwaja Pandian. An able queen and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with the Lord of Kailash, Shiva himself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's companion for life.
Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years.
In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence, and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation, Tirunjana Sambandar, one of the 4 visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition. The story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years and an unbroken lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, Madurai Adinam has been patronized Sultan Robert Nobili and the poet Saint Vallalar. The pontiff of the Madurai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam and inherits the responsibility of carrying forward the traditions of Tirunjana Sambandar's sacred work.
On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Sri Shri Arunagirinatha Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing, and meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website, and thousands participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted, with basic amenities, education, and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic Renaissance, for which India has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery, as a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers. The changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today, as power center forging the enlightened government of the new world.
श्रीविद्यां शिववामभागनिलया ह्रीङ्कारमन्त्रोज्ज्वला श्रीचक्राङ्कितबिन्दु
So once again, Bhagavan Sundareshwara has come down as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism to bless the whole of humanity. For us, Bhagavan Sundareshwara is not a history, he is a happening. Bhagavan Sundareshwara himself has come down again in the form of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism as Swamiji, the 1008th incarnation of Paramashivoham, to revive Hinduism, to continue being available to all of us, playing his divine leelas, performing miracles in the lives of his devotees, attending to our prayers, and continuing the legacy as the ruler of the whole of Madurai Shamala Puja Sarvekimitam, as the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanitanam, and the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, guiding the whole of humanity. And now, due to intense samadhi of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, we will be having the alive darshan and satsang of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, the replay of yesterday's beautiful satsang. So do stay tuned for that. We will be having that satsang very shortly.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nanda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
With the divine, with your eyes closed, is meditation. Connecting with the divine, with your eyes open, is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே மக்களுக்காக மறுபடியும் நீ அவதரித்தனே மக்களுக்காக மறுபடியும் நீ அவதரித்தனே அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே காக்கா காக்கா கவிமிகழ்க நோக்கா நோக்கா நின்னருள் பெருக காக்கா காக்கா கவிமிகழ்க நோக்கா நோக்கா நின்னருள் பெருக ஏதும் பிற இருந்தால் கருணை நீ செய்யும் எந்தாயே ஏதும் பிற இருந்தால் கருணை நீ செய்யும் எந்தாயே அப்பனே செய்யும் எந்தாயே அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே அவதரித்தானே, மக்களுக்காக மறுபடியும் நீ அவதரித்தானே. என்னை அம்மையப்பனே, அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னை அப்பனே, 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 நீ என்னை அப்பனே, அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னை அப்பனே.
ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா. ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா. அறுபடை சக்தி ஒருமுக நித்தியனின் திருவடியை நாம் காண்போம். நித்யா திருவடியை நாம் காண்போம். நித்தியன் திருவடி கண்டு நோயற்ற வாழ்வினை பெறுவோம். நித்தியன் திருவடி கண்டு நோயற்ற வாழ்வினை பெறுவோம். ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா. ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா. கேட்டால் தருவாய் வந்தால் அருள்வாய் நித்தியபுரி நித்யா நித்யா நித்தியபுரி நித்யா. நித்தியன் பாதம் கண்டு சகல செல்வமும் பெறுவோம். நித்தியன் பாதம் கண்டு சகல செல்வமும் பெறுவோம். ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா. ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா. पुत्र नंदने नित्येश्वर रूपा नित्या नित्येश्वर रूपा. उனை தஞ்சம் அடையும் பக்தரை காத்தருள்வாய் ஐயா. உனை தஞ்சம் அடையும் பக்தரை காத்தருள்வாய் ஐயா. ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா. ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா. மார்கழி மாதத்தில் குதித்த நித்தியனே நித்தியபுரி நித்யா நித்யா நித்தியபுரி நித்யா. உன் பாதம் கண்டு நாங்கள் சரணடைந்தோமே. உன் பாதம் கண்டு நாங்கள் சரணடைந்தோமே. ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா. 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 ஆறுபடைக்கப்பா.
ஓம் Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivoham Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus from all over the world. All the ministers, diplomats, ambassadors, citizens, consulate generals, Mantreshwaras, Vidyeshwaras, Ganeshwaras, Lokeshwaras, Astreshwaras. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Fourth force, strong nuclear power, is the extension and inclusive of gravity, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force, all its permutation combinations. Listen. The fourth force is not only extension, it includes all the other three. I wanted to remind all of you once more, Hinduism is cosmic science. It teaches you the whole life. மண்ணில் நல்லவண்ணம் வாழலாம், விண்ணில் நல்லவண்ணம் உறையலாம். மண்ணில் வாழும் அறிவியலும் விண்ணை ஆளும் அறிவியலும் சேர்ந்ததே சனாதன Hindu தர்மம். Listen. A blissful, happy life with all the auspiciousness in this plane and the most auspicious, beautiful, power, higher planes. Hinduism teaches you the science of this. It's a cosmic science. Feel pride and feel blessed. You are born Hindu and are practicing Hindu. You have been given this powerful knowledge. You are the inheritors of this great powerful knowledge. One of the worst crime done to humanity is teaching humanity that you have only one life. No. Listen to this carefully. Listen to this carefully. telling you only we exist, human beings exist in this universe is stupidity. Telling you beings from the other planes, other universe, other parts of the universe are aliens is criminal, crime. Beings from other planes are neither aliens nor. First of all, we are not alone on this universe. Second, beings from other zones and other universes are not aliens. They are our own version, little evolved. Our own version, evolved, are the Devas, Gana, Yaksha, Rakshasa, Rishi, Muni, Gandharva, all of them. Our transformed existence is Kailasavasis. I am not telling you any cock and bull stories. I am not giving you any theories, theologies. I am giving you a clear knowledge, truth as it is. I have come from Kailasa to introduce this cosmic science to the modern human beings, because modern human beings forgot this whole science. I am reviving this science. So listen. Last few satsangs I was talking about these four forces. Today I wanted to talk about fourth force and giving more understanding about the third force also. Everything you know about the nuclear power, quantum physics, parallel universe, everything which is established, this multiple existence, all of it put together is third force. Third force's imaginary fantasy extension. If you do a scientific fiction movie, sci-fi movie, based on all your understandings about the third force, it is fourth force. Listen. Till now, human beings have not decoded the fourth force in a concrete way, but the fourth force is all possibility of third force. Because it is all possibility of the third force, any science fiction movie you develop based on anything you know about the third force is a reality in the fourth force. Listen to that. I'm repeating. Any fantasy imagination you develop centered on the principles you know about the third force is part of the fourth force. Because the fourth force is everything you can imagine as an extension, transformation, multiplication of the third force and more. That's the fourth force. Let me give you some more understanding about the third force. Listen. Multiple universes, planes exist. That's the first thing. Pitruloka is true. When you leave the physical body, you carry your Karana Sarira, the causal body, your deep-rooted patterns, and reach the Pitruloka and live. I am not lying to you when I say, if your generations give you the Shraddha and Pinda only, you will be happy and have a social respect in the Pitruloka. I am not strategic or cunning or lying when I utter this word. I am uttering the truth. It's not that I wanted the Hinduism to spread and kept alive, so I am telling you this story. If Hinduism is not kept alive, planet Earth will not be there. Get lost. I have nothing to lose. I already renounced the planet Earth. I am in Kailasa. If you guys want the planet Earth, I am here only to give you the truth as it is. Making it into the lifestyle is your responsibility. Listen. Especially the people who are already successful, having basic needs of your life fulfilled. Like you already have a spouse, kids, car, house, basic needs. All those people, those of you, it's your responsibility to create ecosystem for your next generations to understand, internalize the science of Hinduism, the cosmic science, the greater science, and keep it alive. I was so happy when I educated myself about this ISKCON's temple they are building in Mayapur. The temple of Vedic Planetarium, where they are describing the Vaishnavite Srimad Bhagavatam description of the multi-universes, the multiple universes, the different lokas. It's a Vaishnavite version. It's a Bhagavatam version. But I am so happy that they have attempted to make people understand about the existence of the multiple universes, the vertical time zones. Surely, I'll be giving the Vedic Agamic version of the multiple universes and building a temple to showcase to all of you and show you experientially how each initiation and power manifestation, you can experience those vertical time zones like Devaloka, Pitruloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka, the lokas of Yakshas, Kuberaloka, Indraloka, Chandraloka, Suryaloka, the different planets and planes. So understand this truth. When I say Pitruloka exists, It is true. You are not accidental. Evolution of some biological permutation, combination, good or bad, right or wrong. No. You are a conscious manifestation to celebrate, live your existence on this plane and in higher planes, vertical time zones. I am giving you the truth and my vision to create an ecosystem where this truth can be lived and celebrated. This is my sincere effort to make the Kailasa, whether the first Kailasa I manifested in Tiruchengodu or the Kailasa manifesting in multiple places now, or the Maha Kailasa I am manifesting. This is the vision. Vision is where human beings are given a very powerful supportive ecosystem where they are complete about everything related to this world: health, wealth, beautiful relationships, success, feeling empowered, enlightened, and know about the vertical time zone, multiple universes, and start experiencing it, preparing themselves to live in those spaces after they leave the body. Because life doesn't end when your body stops functioning. No. Life is so much more. Than you can even imagine, understand. Theosophy Society, Arabindo Ashram, Paramahamsa Yogananda, Osho, Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, ISKCON, Ramakrishna Mission, Sampradaya, all of them have sincerely trying to make the same vision in their own version. I am trying to create most updated, because now I know all the insecurities of these human beings, why something is successful and why something fails. Above all, time is in my favor. Age is in my favor. I am too young. I am only in early 40s. Whole life is in front of me. Already I have 41 Chaturmasya spiritual strength, 27 years of a spiritual socio experiences, working in the spiritual field with the society, 27 years of solid experience and expertise, 41 years of Chaturmasya, solid spiritual foundation, and I have my whole life ahead of me. This is the advantage I have. Let me express these truths so this vision can start manifesting in all of you. This third force and fourth force manifests in all of you. This is my vision for all my Kailasas. Whether it started in a container, I don't know how many of you know, the first Adinam, Tirchanguda Adinam, in a steel shed. That is why I always feel container is auspicious. Put container in any place, it will become Kailasa. Because the first Kailasa is container Kailasa. Only then the hut was built. There was a small steel shed which was used as a pump set, gifted to me by a devotee. That's when first I started staying. From there only I built the hut. So that is why even now, anywhere people give me, donate property, I tell them first put a container, plant a container, start container Kailasa. From there it will evolve. From container Kailasa to uncontainable Kailasa. The vision is same, where we provide an ecosystem for human beings to have a healthy, wealthy, blissful, complete life in this plane and enlightened, awakened life with the higher zones.